males generally navigate life by succumbing to the flesh, while men navigate life by submitting to the spirit. Living by the flesh versus by the spirit will help us see the differences between a man and someone who is merely a male. Now, to be completely transparent, I have not always operated in a state of manhood myself. I struggle like all males, but like all men, I seek to elevate my manhood daily. The key is simply being honest with oneself. We all have both strengths and weaknesses. For me, I know that when it comes to living by the flesh, I am a recovering addict, and I govern myself accordingly. I wake up every day choosing to be disciple Dondre rather than Brooklyn Dre. Brooklyn Dre is the fleshy version of myself who's looking for a fight, looking to be physically satisfied, and craving to have his ego well fed. That dude, left to his own devices, will wreck my life because of his selfish agenda. With that said, both Brooklyn Dre and Disciple Dondre are quite knowledgeable when it comes to life's fires. The difference between the male and the man battling within me every day is that one is a firefighter who puts out fires, while the other is a straight arsonist. It is crucial that we thoughtfully acknowledge our battle of male and man, so we are reminded that we must choose to be a firefighter. Firefighters understand the importance of fireproofing. A good firefighter, a man, can recognize fire hazards and therefore work diligently to prevent them. Remember Smokey Bear? In one of the longest running public service campaigns, the ad stated, "Only you can prevent forest fires." It was actually changed to wildfires in 2001, but I trust you get the point. However, a grown male who functions in the capacity of a resident arsonist is an entirely different story. A grown male's presence is a constant and consistent stream of chaos, but in varying degrees. As a matter of fact, he is a person who starts fires just for the sake of starting fires. I suspect you know a male like this. We all do. He's the type of guy who starts arguments, is irresponsible, and refuses to take accountability for anything. Additionally, he is the type of guy who blames everything on something or someone else. We see rampant examples of this in our political landscape, the world of entertainment, and the circle of grown males of power and influence in general. The most surreal irony is that often the only time of peace in a grown male's life is the time when his inner fire starter is absent. This book will further define the differences between grown males and men walking in manhood. The heart-wrenching reality is that men all too often get lumped into one category. So we need a breakdown between the simple existence of grown males and the specific ingredients needed to make a man. It's going to be an entertaining, emotional, and educational journey, but I truly believe it will be worth every minute. Let's go. All too often, some of the most critical aspects of our lives require absolutely no formal training. Marriage and parenting, for example. You do not have to take a class to become a parent or even to marry someone, even though these are both lifelong commitments. No formal training is required for these monumental tasks, and unfortunately, many of us do not even seek out information that would be beneficial to us. The impact of these decisions will be significantly felt by all participants and will affect their overall quality of life for years to come. If a man university existed, the class that would be taught to qualify a male for marriage, parenting, and family life in general would be called Manhood 101. I can hear every woman who is listening to this book breathe a deep sigh of relief as she vigorously rubs her hands together in anticipation. And that's simply because For far too long, women have had to bear the infirmities of grown males who never matriculated into manhood. I'll explain the grown male concept in greater detail as we go. For now, let me briefly talk about the word matriculate and why I constantly use it in describing the process that a male goes through in maturing into his manhood. Merriam-Webster's definition for matriculate is to enroll as a member of a body, and especially of a college or university. To enroll in anything is a choice, and a male has to choose to enroll in the body of manhood, which will in turn mature him into a man. Additionally, this book will also serve as a metaphorical university aimed at providing a foundation for manhood. So when I say matriculate into manhood, I'm referring to the choice we all as males make to dedicate ourselves to earning the title of man. I want to stress here that we have to earn the title, not just have it freely given to us because we reach a certain age. Now, let's take a hypothetical stroll on the campus of Man University. Let's pretend for a moment that I have been appointed as the president of this institution of higher learning, and that I am also the professor for the Manhood 101 course. In university terms, this course would not be considered an elective. This indeed would be a required course for both grown males and men alike. I would begin my first lecture by explaining to the class that it is our mission here at Man U to turn males into men, to elevate men to their highest degree of manhood, and if women were to audit this class, to teach them how to readily identify a man in order to avoid dating or marrying merely a grown male. Our very first Manhood 101 lecture would cover information